Yeah, I've had a bit of a niggly time of it all season, to be honest. Played the first 11 games, I think, and then groin just a couple of weeks, come back, and then Yeovil. Bit of my own fault, really. I think we were doing alright first half. I was having a fairly good game, enjoying it, and come straight out for the second half on a cold day when there was snow on the ground and whatnot, and then just went tearing straight from kick-off for the fullback. Sprinted, went from sitting down for 15 minutes to walking out to just going straight to a sprint, and felt my hammy straight away. And since then, it's just been a nightmare.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? He's 22 years old and he's never had a previous hamstring or muscle problem, which is obviously very good. It tends to hold him in good stead if they don't have a history of injury. From there, he seemed to develop a slight hamstring. When scanned and he, on MRI, it showed damage to the hamstring tendons. We rehabbed him from that. Everything went fine, and then when he came back, he didn't really settle. When we had him scanned again, he didn't show anything at all on the scan. It was clear. So from our point of view, we wanted him to push on.
I had 2 tears after the Crawley game. I felt it in Crawley 2 minutes, but I managed to play on, but restricted, to be honest. And then I had 2 tears in my hamstring. Yeah, just small tears. And obviously they've recovered, but I don't think it's that now, because I was getting around, but it's at anything over 70-75%. Just couldn't sprint, complete block in my hamstring.
Aaron himself was quite bemused by it. He didn't understand what was happening to him. He felt like he could push through it at first, but it only came to light later that he was struggling when he started to run, especially at full pace. And to let him play in games was felt quite difficult, really, because he wasn't really up to 100%. So eventually we just spoke with the manager and took him out of the sessions until he was right. It was a little bit strange. It's very difficult sometimes. Hamstrings don't always come from damage to hamstrings. You'd expect that they would do, but sometimes it can be from your back. Other times it's just neural tension, so you've got nerve tissue that runs through your hamstring fibres from your lower back, and often it's the tightness in the nerve tissue that can obviously lead to hamstring pain or signs of hamstring pain. So Aaron never really complained of anything specific. He couldn't say that's where it's sore, and therefore from our point of view it's quite difficult to treat. We did a lot of stretching with him, we did a lot of flexibility. Squiz has been working in the gym quite a lot with him just to increase his strength around the hamstring and pelvic area, and eventually he seems to be coming right, but it has taken its time.
Been doing a lot at home, to be honest, just in the house, just when just every, like, I don't know, just say an advert break or something, just trying to get through a few neural exercises and stuff like that. But it's one of those injuries that's so frustrating, because it sounds weird if you torn it and you knew it was like grade 1, grade 2, you know what you're working with, but because it's one of those ones where it's quite hard mentally, because you don't know where you're at, you don't know when it's going to get better, because it's a frustrating injury, because you're constantly like this, that and the other, and people are saying, well, it's not torn, so what is it? And you're a bit like, well, I'm telling you, I can't get up to full speed, kind of thing. So it's frustrating and whatnot, but hopefully I'm over it now and keep on top of it and finish the season well.
Yeah, he's been back in training now for about 7 or 8 days, and we thought last weekend was too quick to push him back in. He only had 2 or 3 days, but he's been happy with how the week's gone. He's trained well. He feels like he's up to full speed, and obviously from our point of view, just going to keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully he can get through the next sort of 2 or 3 days and get a game in the next week or so when the manager wants him.